of the summer, baby. Song of the fucking summer. What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the HASAN broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today is Thirsty Thursday, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, it is a beautiful day. It's a fantastic day. It's a joyous day. It is JUNETEENTH. That's right, June 19th, 2025. Very important day in American history that the wokes made a national holiday. I don't know if you guys are of a federal holiday. I don't know if you guys also have taken some time off from work for Juneteenth. But for those of you who don't know the importance of this day, it is yet another historical example of white people's tendency to continue holding on to owning human beings. Long after the point where there was a hard-fought, long, very bloody battle that rendered it illegal to do so. Very woke holiday where slave owners basically went to Texas and were like, no, I want to keep having slaves. Actually, I'm just going to go to this big-ass state and hopefully continue literally owning humans. But yeah, this is a part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news, about what's going on in the world of Hassan Piker between time period where I press the stop streaming button, so help me God. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it real, I'm gonna keep it $1.50. There isn't much going on. I'm actually early for one reason. I was supposed to be on the BBC today, BBC, and they had to cancel it because the correspondent that I was supposed to be on is what the producer told me was en route to the Middle East due to the increased tensions. And he was very apologetic for having to cancel last second because we weren't supposed to be talking about the Middle East. We were talking about, like, you know, MAGA youth, that type of thing. But yeah, last night I ended the broadcast, and I'll admit, I'll cop to it. I'll admit to what I did. I think a lot of you already know what I did. I watched Nephew. One monitor screening the Iranian strikes on Israel, and then on the other monitor I was watching Jakara, which is of course Kaide's sister Sakura and JASONTHEWEEN, my nephew, going to prom night. And on the one hand, I was trying to figure out what was going on because morning had come up, the sun had come up in Israel, and they were literally striking. The Iranian missiles were basically striking inside of Tel Aviv. It seemed like the air defenses had depleted. And then also on the other front, I was watching Nephew have his heart get ripped out. Jason's calm, we're begging you. Yeah, I saw this. This is a crazy tweet. Timeline is lit up with Israel defenders finally speaking out about a hospital being bombed after spending the last 20 months defending the bombing of every hospital in Gaza. Gang, the worst just happened. You got to watch Jason and Sakura stream. Shit is worse than 9/11. And I personally don't feel as embarrassed because freaking Kyrie Irving was also invested in this, okay? Kyrie Irving was watching alongside Kason and keeping up to date with what the hell was going on with Jason's date. Jason, who is, for those of you who don't know, he put together this streamer prom. So streamers from all around flew in and attended this prom. And Jason, who sometimes does girl content, that's what they call it. The new meta, which is the old meta, ironically enough, is like shipping content, which is pretty damaging overall, but also creates a lot of emotional investment in the audience, myself fucking included. As a, again, 33-year-old whole ass adult, I found myself watching clips and following through on the back and forth of these people that I kind of know. You know what I mean? Like the people that I know, people that I kind of know. You know, I don't really know Kaide's sister that well. But yeah, it's reality TV basically, but it's interactive reality TV. There were 100,000 plus people watching as well. Like he went crazy. He went actually crazy mode with it. Like there were 100,000 people watching. He was like, Twitch was promoting it. And of course, predictably, as girl content goes, it went a little south, but I think Nephew handled it fairly well. What do you mean girl content goes south? It goes south because like people develop like a true investment into it. Like they don't just consume it as like, whatever, right? They literally will take memes seriously. Parasocial content in general online creates an environment where like there's people that just truly cannot comprehend that like the back and forth that's taking place might not be the way you perceive it. The greatest example of this, of course, is like when Cutie and I will have like a back and forth, right? As a joke. I love Cutie. Like, she is my podcast co-host. We're friends. Like, we're really good friends, but we have banter back and forth, and people don't see that as like a joke or content. They sometimes think it's real, and then they lose their minds over it. And in many instances, like, there are literally people that watch the Fear and podcast sometimes that think like we despise one another. And that's just one aspect of it. It just happens in every circumstance. But basically girl content, when, you know, people like Jason or any number of different like content creators, like they just go on like dates and stuff, like people develop this like very unhealthy investment, and it can go sideways. Right? It can go completely out of control. It was very cute. You know, Jason made a song to ask her out to prom and was like talking to Tens and Kaide, who is, Kaide is Sakura's sister. And then they farmed it. They farmed it pretty hard. They got like 100,000 viewers. I mean, I was one of the viewers. And basically, at the end of the night, like, Sakura made a joke. I think it was like the jump off point was like she made a joke that people consider to be very rude, like where they had painted their fingernails. I can't believe I'm explaining all this. This is crazy. I feel like it's better if Kason explains it to Kyrie Irving, because that was like, that feels like less embarrassing somehow than me explaining it. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm Unk, and he's Unk too. But this is what I was invested in last night, in between watching, in between talking to some of the people about whether or not the Israeli air defenses were still capable of defending against ballistic missiles, considering the attacks from the Iranian side were becoming much more successful in broad daylight. On the one hand, I was like talking to journalists and some OSIM people, and trying to figure out like what the fuck is going on in Israel, like why their Iron Dome is not working. And on the other hand, I was watching Kyrie Irving talk to Kason, watching Jason. That's what I did. That's how I spend my time when I'm not fucking on stream. Basically what happened is like they were doing some cute shit. They like painted their fingernails. Jason painted an S for Sakura on his fingernails, and then Sakura painted a J on her fingernail. And then at the end of the night, she basically made a joke where she was like, oh, the J is for John, I guess, who is the name of the cameraman. So she was like fake flirting with the cameraman or something, and people lost their fucking minds. And Jason got really sad. It's kind of understandable to be sad. It's like a weird predicament to put yourself in, because you're like kind of farming content, and also simultaneously it's like, it's still like kind of embarrassing. You know, but I think overall, all in all, he handled it well. Damn, you're really 40. I know, I am. I'm fucking 50, dog. I'm 55 years old. Think about that. Think about how hot I am for 55, though. Yeah, it was a joke. He farmed it too hard, and then people got real mad because like the fucking incels are insane, and they behaved in the way that they normally do by like attacking the girl, as they always do, and then it exploded into something not so healthy. But I think like they handled it fairly well overall, because it's like a weird situation where like even if you feel bad, you can't really do too much about it, because you don't want to look crazy on camera, and you don't want your fucking audience to like hate this person who's your friend. Sakura and I are fine. Please stop sending death threats and harassment, especially towards her. Our streams are for entertainment, but things can be misinterpreted. Today didn't go as expected, but we're grateful for support. Please be kind. We're all human. Thank you. That's what he tweeted, which is crazy, because people were just like fucking pumping death threats. As always, you can't have anything nice, is my point. Anyway, yeah, she was joking. Jason was trolling and playing into the sad act, which caused weird viewers to think he was serious. If Jason just broke the wall and said it was all jokes, and it'd be more chill. Yeah, but of course, like, yeah, Jason is like a 25K, 20K Andy, but this time he had like 110,000 people watching. So obviously it's not all Jason's viewers themselves, but it's a lot of people that are just like basically running wild. But there's apparently patch notes on this as well. Relationship status fixes, conflict resolved off stream, relationship status stabilized. This is the most autistic thing I've ever seen in my entire life, for the record. This is the nature of live streaming in general, though. This is the nature of live streaming in general, where basically the content in and of itself is interactive. So I think a lot of people behave in this like incredibly unemployed manner, myself included, even though I'm fucking employed, okay? And many people who are employed also turn into unemployed motherfuckers here, or at least the cause is pushed by unemployed motherfuckers. This is NMS. Yeah, it's Jason's community. Damn, I didn't know there were hella fucking Jason community members in the chat. Offline chat, give the subs, live event. Sakura is projected to hit 10,000 subs soon. Sakura reacted with, what is this? Eye emoji in response to viewer asking about the Japan stream. Sakura announced she feels inspired to do more IRL content and is planning travel content. Sakura said Japan stream incoming soon. Sakura reacted with emoji in response to viewer asking if she would go to Atlanta with Jason. Japan live event in development. This is what I mean. It's like people think that they have a stake in this. They have like an ownership stake in this. It's kind of like a base boosted version of like thinking that you are a part owner of a franchise team. You know what I mean? When like you put the jersey on and then you fucking stand up every weekend and you freak out and you're like, come on, let's go. Let's fucking, I don't know, whatever your team is, right? But this time, imagine if you were like, LeBron, you really need to stop taking threes and drive to the paint, and LeBron hears you and says, why the fuck are you saying that to me? Or even LeBron hears you and goes, actually, that's a great idea, and then starts driving to the paint way harder than taking fucking threes. All of a sudden, you're like, I am more invested than I've ever been. That is the fucking analog here between, you know, reality TV consumption on reality TV versus reality TV consumption on Twitch, where there is an additional layer of involvement that I think breaks people's brains. We don't, though. I've seen so many streams altered or derailed by chat. It's so much fun. No, I know. In my realm, we also have this. It's called trolls, like people that come in and say some dumb shit on purpose, specifically so that people that come in and say some dumb shit on purpose, specifically so that the stream gets derailed. Drama perverts, things like that. Like, we have that too. It's just a different version of it. Just Curious Andy's type of shit. Jason's fan base fucks with you. They like you. No, I know, of course. You know, that's nephew. But yeah, I think Jason's community overall is very healthy and very good. Out of all the young content creators, like, I stand by it. They are infinitely more aware of this dynamic, even if they like fall by the wayside sometimes on parasocial stuff, on some parasocial shit. Like, overall, I think that their community is like very, very good. I've interacted with them quite a bit, as you guys know, and they have a very open-minded, a very like relatively progressive community overall, like very, very good vibes overall, if that makes sense. Can you stop please talking like that? I'm getting the ick. I mean, okay. This was the funniest fucking tweet, though. From my end, this was the funniest fucking tweet. Timeline is lit up with Israel defenders finally speaking out about a hospital being bombed after spending the last 20 months defending the bombing of every hospital in Gaza. And then someone going, gang, the worst just happened. You got to watch Jason and Sakura stream. Shit is worse than 9/11. Does Kyrie know who you are? I hope he knows me as a cool guy who plays who plays basketball decently well for not actually being a professional player. You know what I mean? That's what I hope. You're chopped. Okay.